And Mike and I got into talking very deeply about the importance of vocational training, making sure that we have a really strong green collar economy and workforce to deploy as this industry continues to grow. You had mentioned that you were in charge and working at ECA, the Energy Coordinating Agency. Maybe you can speak a little bit to what that is so that folks listening that aren't familiar with that might be able to find out a little bit more.
Oh, sure. Well, I founded ECA back in the mid 80s, and ECA is a nonprofit corporation. It's the largest provider of residential energy conservation and efficiency services in the state, to be frank. And most of its work is under contract to government and utilities for low-income customers. So ECA has been weatherizing and providing a full range of energy efficiency services for low-income people for about 35, almost 35 years. It is also, it coordinates all of the low-income energy services in the city through a network of community-based organizations that we call neighborhood energy centers, and there are 14 of them now, all over the city. So it's kind of a one-stop shop approach to low-income energy services. There's so many low-income energy programs that customers don't even necessarily know what's out there. So they go to a neighborhood energy center and they get everything they need. So it's a very coordinated delivery system in low-income neighborhoods. And we set that up over 30 years ago, and it's just really been flourishing in the city. The centers serve more than 15,000 customers a year, and ECA produces work on a very large scale. ECA has gotten more and more technically proficient and adept as time's gone on, and frankly is technically very, very savvy. The quality of the work is really wonderful, and in order to produce very high quality work, you have to have very high quality technicians and staff. So training our own staff, and frankly, during the ARA, during the American Reinvestment and Recovery Act period, the Democrats are talking a lot now about stimulus. During ARA, we were able to open a public training center, and we started off training for energy efficiency. And then because the demand for solar training is so high in Pennsylvania and our region, we got into solar training quite a few years ago as well. And ECA trains in stormwater management and some other sustainability practices as well. And all of these are very complementary. So we find that, it really helps for a worker starting out in this clean energy and new economy space to be cross-trained, to have an understanding of energy efficiency, even if what they want to do is solar, so that they're not, working on one technology in isolation. So the solar training that's going on now, Spencer Wright, who actually is the head of training for solar states, has been a fabulous, fabulous anchor for that training for solar at ECA, and he's just been great. So I think it's probably still the case that the graduates of the solar training program, almost 100% of them find jobs in the field. And I hope that they can start finding jobs closer to home. Many of them have to leave the Philly area because, Pennsylvania has been very, on the policy level, I would say, very backward, is the word that comes to mind, in the last few years. So we've been training workers who find jobs in New York or New Jersey or Maryland or, other surrounding states because the industries are all growing faster in our neighboring states. But hopefully we can turn that around and these workers can find jobs at home.